Welcome back to Twin Football. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been able to get on here, the YouTube channel that covers the NFL, the Premier League, and a little bit of college football. Congratulations to the Ohio State Buckeyes on winning the first ever 12-team college football playoff. But today, January 26th, is all about the NFC, AFC championship games between the Philadelphia Eagles, Washington Commanders, and the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills. But before we get into all of that, I want to say thank you to everyone for joining us all throughout this season as we capped off the college football season, and we are soon to cap off the NFL season. A lot of news swirling in the Premier League. Great games this past weekend. City taking down Chelsea 3-1. I will not live that one down for a little while once Jacob gets back on here, but a lot of great games, a lot of great transfer stories to get to, and we will get to them in the coming weeks here on Twin Football. Thank you very much for joining us. Happy New Year, everybody. And let's go ahead and dive into it. Let's start with the NFC side. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders square off for the third time this season. That was all of the talk in the college football playoff. How many times would Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, Georgia square off this season? Maybe 3 times. It is very tough to beat a team 3 consecutive times. Good thing for the Philadelphia Eagles is they lost that game in Week 16 despite Saquon Barkley going for over 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, if you remember, only threw 4 passes, completing 1, left that game early. Kenny Pickett came in and had a decent performance, but really it was all about that run game. The Commanders were able to get that win at home to keep them rolling with that high-powered offense, over 30 points in that game, over 40 points last week against the Detroit Lions, the number 1 seed, in a game that they punt 0 times. I definitely think they will have a harder time against this Philadelphia Eagle front and the Eagles, who have already played them twice this season. I like the Eagles here. I like them comfortably. They have been playing kind of on this bigger stage over the last couple of years, obviously making the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They want to get back. They're itching to get back. They brought on Saquon Barkley to help this offense, and he has exploded. The team is finally getting fully healthy. They had wide receiver injuries throughout the season. I like the Eagles here to move on to the Super Bowl. And now you switch over to the AFC side. All year we've been hoping for someone to dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think that this is going to happen this week. I think Kansas City, they know Buffalo. They've been in this spot many times before. I think they take care of business today and beat the Buffalo Bills. Patrick Mahomes only threw for 177 yards against the Houston Texans. And yes, there are all of these, talks about the referees, but let's go back and look at the Patriots' reign. Let's go back and look at all the great teams really in NFL history. The biggest complaint against those teams is the referee decisions, but everyone gets them to go both ways. That will happen. Yes, did they get some calls against the Houston Texans that went their way? Of course they did. I don't think that was roughing the passer early on. Is that the reason they won the football game? No, it is not the reason they won the football game, and it won't be the reason that they win tonight's football game, even if there are some calls that go their way. They are a well-run, solid football team. And can we please talk about Andy Reid? You're talking about the fourth most wins in NFL history as a coach, over 300 wins. You talk about a guy who, if they go on and win this Super Bowl, being the first head coach to win 3 consecutive Super Bowls with the Kansas City Chiefs here, and he would be second all-time, tied with Chuck Noll of the Pittsburgh Steelers and only behind Bill Belichick. He is now in his 12th AFC or NFC championship game, 4 consecutive with the Eagles back in the early 2000s. And that is only 1 behind Coach Bill Belichick. This guy has proven what we all asked Belichick of. Can you win in multiple spots? Can you win with different quarterbacks? Andy Reid's career, 25 years as a head coach, has shown that he can win with multiple quarterbacks in multiple styles, in different conferences as well. So can we please start talking about him? All the talk over the last couple of weeks has been Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady. All right, I'm here to squash this. We can revisit this in 4 or 5 years. I don't care if the Chiefs go on and win a three-peat. You cannot put Patrick Mahomes over Tom Brady right now. You just can't do it. Patrick Mahomes last year said it's very hard for him to consider himself above Tom Brady because he lost to him in a Super Bowl. All right? Yes, they would be the first team to three-peat if they were go on and win it. But that doesn't just automatically put you over a guy who was able to do it for 20 plus years, consistently win, make multiple Super Bowls in different decades. And obviously the 7 rings with 2 different teams is a milestone in and of itself. All right. So let's just hold on to that. Now we can start talking about Coach Reid, and his placement among the best head coaches. 25 years is a solid sample size to see what he is all about. I think they get it done. They make another Super Bowl, and they will take on the Philadelphia Eagles in a rematch of the Super Bowl a couple years ago. And now I'm sure we will get into it, and I would love to get Jacob's picks and predictions of that Super Bowl. But I'm going to give you a little tidbit right here. What is the team that lost to Tom Brady, but then stopped Tom Brady 15 years later in winning a three-peat of his own? The Philadelphia Eagles, all right? I think it is written in the stars here. Jalen Hurts, your Super Bowl MVP. Fly, Eagles, fly in the Super Bowl over the Kansas City Chiefs. I can't wait to get Jacob's picks and predictions in a couple weeks here when the Super Bowl kicks off February 9th. Go ahead and leave me your picks and predictions for today's games and the Super Bowl if you would like in the comment section. Again, Happy New Year, and it's good to be back. Enjoy the football.